tours that we did, everything that American troops have done in Iraq, all the fighting, all the dying, the bleeding, the building, the training, and the partnering, all of it has led to this moment of success.
Deserve better than tyranny, corruption, and torture chambers. You deserve to live as free people, and I assure every citizen of Iraq, your nation will soon be free.
Yo, Esau. Yeah. Let me holler at you for a second, bro. You remember me? Yeah. When I used to rule the world. Until you put me in this motherfucking shithole. But it's all good. I forgive you, Esau. But I've been hearing some crazy stuff, man. And you've been polluting the sea. You've been polluting the air. You've been polluting the water. All the animals are crying out against you, Esau. Most High ain't happy with your ass. I just gotta tell you, when I get out of this place, when the Most High come back, I'm gonna chew your ass, Esau. Your ass is gonna be mine. Believe that.
Hello, I am Priest of the Most High, Lucifer D. Lambew, and you are watching the Lampshade's Current Events, End of Days. The world is changing, O Israel. Freakish weather conditions, super tornadoes, typhoons, tsunamis, record-breaking flash floods, droughts, famine, pestilence, and hunger. In addition, we face global instability, financial crisis, the fall of the US dollar, civil unrest, a police state, the RFID chip, aka the mark of the beast, leading up to World War III. One world currency, one world religion, one world government, aka the New World Order. And did I mention aliens, bruh? The Lampshade's Blood Moon Saga complete series has ended. But it's done. You can go back at any time and watch all 7 seasons. Check out our journey from when we were, coon Christian pastors, and I was chained to finding out the truth and knowing that we were Israelites from the tribe of Judah, and finding out who the real God was and is. and will always be. And that's Yah and his son, Yeshua HaMashiach. 7 seasons come and gone. But make sure, because you don't know when the internet's going to go down. You don't know when any of the calamities that are coming that will come to pass. Will make viewing the internet, will make viewing websites and things that you are used to seeing online no longer accessible. Today we're going to start getting into it. We're going to be talking about aliens. Picture has surfaced up of one of the moon, or not one of the moon, but one of these trips to the stars. I think it was the planet was on Mars, and NASA released pictures, and on one of the pictures there is a cylinder-shaped golden aircraft that is observing the moon landing machine thing that we got up there in the heavens. All right. Now, before I get into this today, I want you to make sure to take a look at the Lampshades Bible study, Israel versus the Church, episode 2. Are UFOs spoken of in the Bible? So it's hosted by Priest of the Most High, Sakuma Z. Lambew, and he goes in depth on that episode in regards to the Bible and the chariots of the Most High and all those other elements. So make sure to take a look at that as well to get the full biblical contextual on the UFO phenomenon, because everything's available through the Holy Scriptures. Now, this cylinder thing, this UFO that's watching the space exploration, this picture that they got, it's the same type of thing that you see in pictures and photos of extraterrestrial contacts, UFO sightings all around the world. But see, when it was happening all around the world, when it was happening in America, lights being up there in the skies and whatever, all they want to say, the powers that be, principalities, oh, it's just a weather balloon. And they say, oh, it's just a flare of some sort. Military threw off some flares. That's all. That's all it is. Nothing to see here. That's what they say. But now we got an image of, this Mars walk or something of that nature, and they got a picture, and they got the exact same type of light source in the heavens now. Watching mankind trying to, reach out to the stars. You believe still that that's a weather balloon? You believe that that's still a flare going off by the military? Military ain't up there. Weather balloons ain't up there. But it's the same type of, craft, image that you see in UFO imagery, all around the world. All right. Now, you can look this stuff up. Just Google, go to Google, go to YouTube, and take a look at all this proof and pictures and video of these aliens. These aliens. But now, let's go ahead and call them what they are. These fallen angels. These devils. That's what they are. Ever wonder why, in the last 100 years we've had a boom of this knowledge increasing, so to speak? Ever wonder why in the last 100 years, when 3, 4 years, 1,000 years previous, we've been dealing with horse and buggies and horse-driven, transportation. Now all of a sudden, in the last 100 years, we have, aircraft. We got jets that can break the sound barrier. We have the internet. We got rail guns and nuclear weapons. Ever wonder where the information came from? Even though for thousands of years we've been dealing with the same type of information passed on from father to son, generational technology, same old stuff for a very long time. And all of a sudden in the last 100 years, we're walking on the moon. Oh, there's been alien contact, fallen angel contact. Like it's written, as the days of Noah were before the flood, so shall be the days of the coming of the Son of Man. Basically Yahshua, when Yahshua gets back. But that activity is going on even right now. They started to release information about Project Bluebeam or whatever, disclosures that are going on, unprecedented disclosures as we speak. But the Israelites already do. It's already written in the Holy Book, and God is opening up the book, has opened up the book to us. Because we're the children of God. We're the children of Yah. And in lieu to his coming, he made sure that the counterbalance for these devils on this earth is awoke and aware and ready to start doing our function, which is to bring the light of the Most High and the knowledge of the Most High, out, to bring it out. But yeah, they got these, you just look at this stuff, man. You got these gray aliens, fallen angels, these grays they call them, like we call them, or whatever. They got these, lizard-looking mother. These things are they're ugly, man. They're disgusting. And they actually had some aliens that were like, blonde hair, blue eye. No surprise there. No surprise there. No surprise. Blonde hair, blue eyed aliens? Definitely. Definitely. Which are really fallen angels? Devils. Devils. So I guess when somebody says blonde hair, blue eyed devil, you know what they're talking about. Who they're referring to. But yeah, this stuff is real. And the reason why, they've been tight-lipped about this for a very long time. The reason why they've been tight-lipped about it because, the devil works in the shadows. They've infiltrated, all the levels of government. They've infiltrated all the important aspects of government. They've infiltrated everything. They're poisoning the air, the sea, the food. They're genetic splicing. Yeah. And, they got this, they're pushing this technology they call it technology, but in reality, all they're really just doing is genetic splicing, trying to immune DNA and all that kind of good stuff. Mapping the genome. Remember that one? Remember that project? That's just the pretense of the precursor, to changing the DNA of the planet, of creation. You think that's mankind's idea? You really think that came from us? You think that came from people? Came from these freaking motherfucking aliens, man. Bruh. Aliens, man. and they information on online coming out about how they eat people, and they want to use people for their experiments, or they have been using people for their experiments. And these disclosures are going to keep coming out, man. They're going to come out more and more and more and more as a precursor to the Most High coming. You see, because Yah's coming on chariots that are nothing more than spacecrafts, alien spacecrafts. Matter of fact, there's also footage online, you can find it, where they're talking about how they were, they were looking in their telescopes and they seen, spacecraft approaching or over Saturn or something of that nature, and that they seen, wherever the spacecraft was in the heavens, that they were like getting off or boarding onto this planet or whatnot, and that the aliens that they seen in this thing were they looked like black people, really tall black people. No wonder they ain't getting no disclosures about that. You see, because they know that when Yah shows up, if you didn't know that Yahshua is black, that the heavenly hosts that the Bible speaks of are black, that the Bible is our history, then you can imagine why they hid those facts from you. This world, is nothing more than a fog and a mirage. And Americans, you Edomites living in America, you're fogged over. This whole nation is fogged over 24/7. Everything you see, everything you hear in the news is bogus. They're lying to you, man. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. And the stuff's coming out. Stuff's coming unraveled by the day. Because they know, all right, that when the Most High shows up, he ain't gonna make no deals with them. He ain't gonna make no treaties with them. He's not gonna hide in the shadows. He's gonna announce himself. He ain't gonna be hiding, bruh. He ain't gonna be, in some cave somewhere, whispering in world leaders' ears. So they already know that he's coming. And so they're already trying to prepare for his arrival, so that they can have, or they think they're going to try to have, supporting lies to kind of buffer him coming, so that they can say that, they're being invaded. Or that he's alien, and then that they have to protect the world, and we got to unify ourselves against Yah. It's ridiculous. They've already been working with these aliens. They've been working with, Yah says in his word, that all the other nations are ran by demons. All these other nations of people have their particular demons that try to perpetrate as God. So does Esau, self-proclaimed white man. There's the devil. And Yah's coming is gonna blow the lid off this thing. It's gonna rip the very blindfold from your eyes. And no one's gonna be able to shield you from the obviousness of the truth when he arrives. And he's coming, by the way, for us, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that's woken up to the truth of who we are and where we come from and our relation to the Most High. We're his children. The counterbalance he left on the world for these devils. The people who are supposed to carry the light and be the light of the world. You know, but we haven't been that light for this 400-year curse that we've been under. You know, but now that the curse coming to an end, now this curse is going to be lifted. You know, we got the blood moons. You know, that's occurring. Shit's gonna go down by its conclusion, and they know this. But these things, man, these things are ugly and disgusting. These alien things, man, bruh. These ETs are nasty, and they've been running the scenes, you know, for quite some time. But see, they're getting desperate, man. You're seeing more UFO sightings around the world. It's starting to pick up. It's starting to escalate. Why? You know, because they want to get the fuck out of here, man. You heard President Obama saying that they're not only going to explore the stars, they want to colonize them. Colonize planets other than the Earth. What century, what reality do the awakened wake into? You mean you fuck up the Earth that God created and gave to man, gave to Adam and Eve, our ancestors? You know, you fuck up the Earth, and now it is at the precipice with, you know, of the destruction of your kingdom. And you want to talk about, oh, you're going to go to another planet and start again and screw up some more shit? Really? Bruh, really? And you don't know that this is the end? Y'all's like, nah. Hell nah. No way. Y'all evil asses ain't getting to the heavens, colonizing the heavens, and fucking up the universe. That's a little bit out of your range, bruh. Bruh, that's a little out of your range. World War III's coming way before you got the technology in place to actually start colonizing planets, bruh. God's going to humble man, because your sights are way too high. And we all know you ain't talking about going to the stars to bring peace and security to the universe. You going out there, Esau, to try to wreck some shit. And these fallen angels are talking to the leaders of the world, trying to get them to get the hell out of Dodge, because they know Big Daddy Yah's coming back for his people, and it's gonna be hell to pay. You see? They've been hiding around the shadows because they know that hell is attached to the earth. Center of the earth, baby. That's why when they were doing drilling down there, they heard, you know, deep drilling, they heard sounds of people being in torment and whatever, whatnot. Real sounds of real people. God's coming to visit the earth like he said in his word. And these alien motherfuckers, these fallen angels, want to get the hell out of Dodge. But they ain't gonna escape. You know, they ain't got the, you know, they running out of time. And all their projections are a couple of years out. Y'all's gonna cut them off at the knees. And he's gonna deliver his people. Us. Because when he comes back and he chooses 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, 12,000, you know, from each of the 12 tribes of our people, when he does that, you know, they're gonna know for certain that their time is short. And you know, when he gets us out of here and leads us into the promised land, the plan of protection, you know, these demons are gonna go ape shit crazy on your ass. You Edomites, you other nations, you lost Israelites who don't find their way back to Yah, who are running from them or not, not running from this truth, still want to go hold hand in hand with these other nations being led by alien demons. So you guys got to come out of these other nations. You guys got to come out of these churches. But if you want to be in it, so be it. Y'all come. Take the awakening out of here, because we're done with this world. Are you ready, O Israel, for the end of days? Planet Nibiru, polar shifts, gigantic meteorites the size of cities hitting the earth? You better have your Yahshua HaMashiach seatbelt on, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Lampshades Ministry is an Israelite ministry from the house of Judah, and we do not accept tithes and offerings of money. The word of God is for free and not for sale, bruh, at any price. I'm your host, Priest of the Most High, Lucifer D. Lambew. Join us next time if you're still breathing and one of these worldwide calamities haven't ghosted your ass. This is the Lampshades, current events, end of days. Shalom, bruh. Wake up, so-called African Americans, Black Americans, let me tell you the truth. Liberty or me, the choice of a Jew. You're a Hebrew, brother, you're a Hebrew. Your story don't begin in America for forever, you were born as a Jew, made a slave in Egypt and all around the world. You're a Hebrew, brother, you're a Hebrew. 400 years in captivity, the facts don't lie. You can bury the truth, but the truth won't die. You can stain it on glass, won't change the facts that our Lord Jesus Christ is black. You can rewrite the past, that don't really fly. You can remake a movie, you can try and deny. You can paint him white on the cross, can't change the facts. Lord Jesus is black. The greatest deception was turning day to night. Is to say black Jesus is why. Hebrew nation, you can't stop us. Slavery couldn't break us, so we won't stop. We rise to the top, even though you thought not. We the true Hebrews, though you cop block. We won't stop. Hebrew nation, you can't stop us. Slavery couldn't break us, so we won't stop. We rise to the top, even though you thought not. We the true Hebrews, though you cop block. We won't stop. God created man in his very own image. What the Father has begun, the Son will finish. The people of God spoke Hebrew, not Yiddish. What the white man destroyed, the Lord will replenish. The people of God has the mark of the Lord, identifying factors that no one can ignore. Feet of bronze, hair of wool, and among the poor, Jesus Christ was a black man waiting at the front door, screaming, let me in. If you do, I will dwell in you. Wash your feet, make your heart brand new. Let me in, I will take away your sin. I will love you like my kin. Don't reject the Hebrew skin. Let me in. The true Hebrews were meant to be a blessing to the nations, but their heritage was erased during slavery, and they were replaced by fake Jews. Deuteronomy 28 tells the story. Hebrew nation, you can't stop us. Slavery couldn't break us, so we won't stop. We rise to the top, even though you thought not. We the true Hebrews, though you cop block. We won't stop. Hebrew nation, you can't stop us. Slavery couldn't break us, so we won't stop. We rise to the top, even though you thought not. We the true Hebrews, though you cop block. We won't stop. Yeah, man, you gotta know your Bible, man. Revelations chapter 2, verse 9, and Revelation chapter 3, verse 9 speak of the true Jews. We the true Jews, you the fake nation, you can't stop us. Slavery couldn't break us, so we won't stop. We rise to the top, even though you thought not. We the true Hebrews, though you cop block. We won't stop. Hebrew nation, you can't stop us. Slavery couldn't break us, so we won't stop. We rise to the top, even though you thought not. We the true Hebrews, though you cop block. We won't stop.